It is Workshop Wednesday, and I am Michelle with From 9 to Thrive. And today, our workshop is all about conducting a gap analysis. And you don't do these after, you do these constantly. And let me tell you why. Because as you start to grow and you launch, and maybe it was a successful launch, maybe it was a cricket launch or whatever it was, you want to make sure that you're constantly coming back and analyzing what are you doing right, what's working, what's not working, and what can we do to improve that. So as we start to look through our gap analysis, let's start with marketing. Remember, marketing is getting the word out and telling people all about what you're doing, and sales is converting those people. So, on your marketing, what is your current efforts, and what are your strategies, and what are you doing? I recently met with a local marketing agency, and I was asking them about updating some social strategy for a client. And what was interesting about the conversation was, hey, you know what? We could pick up today and probably do some social postings and all of that for you. But I think what we need to do is sit down and review what are you doing, what have you been doing, and what's the message that you want to put out there. And so we need to look at the strategy. And so as you go through and work on your marketing and answering that question of what are your efforts and what are your strategies, know what those are. Do those need to be adjusted? You're primarily using social media as your outreach and email marketing with on your current email list, and this is our monthly budget. But outside of that monthly budget, what specifically are your messages that you're trying to get out? What are the top of funnel things that you are wanting your clients to see? And so, what does that future of your marketing look like? What's that desired state? You want to expand your search ads and your paid ads, and you want to maybe bring on some influencer partnerships, or you want to increase your monthly budget on your spend for marketing. And so, what's missing between what are you doing now and where do you want to be? And so that's your action step of how do you close that gap. And as I was working with this marketing company, what came to mind was we're going to sit down and have an in-depth session. So if you have a company like that you're working with that can really help hone in on, okay, this seemed to really work, this didn't stick. So let's figure out where we're going to double down on, which is what's working, and then how do we ramp that up. If you happen to have a product, so let's look at that. What product or service are you offering now? And what are you looking at in terms of, is it functional? Are you selling it? Do you just have the basic features? Did you just launch it because it was good enough? So are you now looking at some add-ons? Have you received feedback from your customers or your testers? And are they saying, hey, you should really add this or that? And we want this customization option. So there's your gap. This is what you have. This is what your customers are saying that you need. And so you need to figure out what's your action plan to fill that gap. So do you need to hire an engineer to help update the product? Do you need to bring in a freelance team? Things like that. Look at what you need to do. And then finally, finances. What is your current financial health of your business? Are you making money? Are you not making money? A lot of startups don't make money for quite a while. And we've talked about that runway of how much time do you have, how much money do you have available to fuel your business until you run out of runway? And is it inconsistent cash flow? So you need to figure out, how can I consistently bring in cash flow? So what are your financial goals? It's the beginning of the year. And so what are you looking at as your monthly revenue that you need, and how are you going to stabilize that? So what's the gap? What are the obstacles that are preventing you from growing and doing what you need to do? So if your cash flow is irregular, maybe you need to get higher clients that stick around longer, or you have a subscription that you can add on to your product so that you have that monthly reoccurring revenue. So implement those plans, and what you want to do is do this And I'm not saying doing it daily, and I'm not saying doing it weekly. But as you start to go through and look at things, and that things aren't sticking or aren't working, or things are really crushing it, you're going to want to double down on those things that really, really work. We've walked through a lot of the blueprint on how to establish your business. And these lessons and these workshops you can pick up and plop down and decide what fits for your business and where you are today, and come back and revisit them. As I've always said, these business plans are not absolutely in stone and they can never be changed. What I want you to do is approach these business plans and your idea and your blueprint of how you're escaping your 9 to 5 as it's a constant evolving, living, breathing item. It's a document and it's a vision that you're constantly updating, because you're going to find things that work, things that don't work, and you may end up pivoting and doing something completely different. But it's all about the journey, right? We talk about that all the time. What I want you to do now is head over to from9tothrive.com, sign up for our newsletter, and stay in the know. Every Friday, to the best of my ability, I send out a recap of what we've done for the week, some tidbits of things that you can take with you through the weekend, and ways to set yourself up for consistent and growth, and to be able to thrive into the next week and the next month and throughout the year. I am Michele with From 9 to Thrive. Be sure to check out all of our resources over at our website. If you have something in particular that you are wanting to walk through on one of these Workshop Wednesdays, send me a DM. Put it in the comments. Say, hey, Michele, this is something I really am struggling with. I don't understand how to do. Here to help you move yourself, your mind, body, and soul forward, so that we actually enjoy getting up and we're thriving every day and we are living the absolute best life that we can. You guys have a great Wednesday, and we will see you tomorrow.